Hi everybody, my name is John Clark. I'm a chiropractor here in Uxbridge, Ontario, and I want to do a short video today about my I.B.S. technique. As you can see here, irritable bowel syndrome is a very common problem. 12 to 20% of the population has I.B.S. and also related things like acid reflux, indigestion, heartburn, bloating, and food sensitivities. So if you include that, I would estimate about 40% of the population has one of those symptoms that I just mentioned. So I do a technique here that addresses the underlying cause of the problem, okay, and rather than treating the symptoms. So the medical approach or the pharmaceutical approach is just to deal with the symptoms. But you have to ask the question, why does somebody have I.B.S. and the next person doesn't? So the technique that I do addresses that, and I do have a separate video that explains how that works. But I wanted to quickly go through some of the testimonials that I have. I have about 40 of them sitting right here. I just took a sample and wanted to go through a few of those. Each one illustrates a different facet of the technique. So this first one is a patient. She's 47 years old, and she had irritable bowel syndrome for over 20 years. And about 2 years ago, we treated her, and she's been symptom-free ever since. So she had I.B.S. diarrhea type, bloating, abdominal pain, food sensitivity to spices, pork, sweets, gluten, and she rates her improvement at 95%. So again, this was 2 years ago, and she's been almost symptom-free since, so 95%. This is another patient, Sylvia. She had I.B.S., heartburn, acid reflux, bloating, abdominal pain, and food sensitivities to nuts and corn for over 40 years. And there's also a separate video of her where she explains her experience. And this was 2 or 3 years ago we treated her. We did about 6 treatments. She's been fine ever since then. So 40 years of problems, 6 or so treatments, and now she's been fine for 2 years. So it's been a permanent improvement. Another patient, Kelly, 10 years of bloating and abdominal pain and indigestion, and she wrote here 2 years free of pain with no ongoing treatment for that issue. So again, a permanent improvement. This is Anita. She's now 55, and she's had problems, she put here, since birth. So literally as long as she can remember, she had I.B.S., acid reflux, bloating, abdominal pain, and that was about 3 years ago, and she's now 100%. So again, lifetime of problems, a series of treatments, and a permanent improvement followed. Another fellow here, he's in his early 30s. He had I.B.S. since his early 20s, so approximately 10 years. And after, again, half a dozen treatments or so, he's 98% better with his I.B.S., and he also had acid reflux. Let me skip to this young fellow here. This is Carter. He's age 9. He had a new problem in his case. He just developed heartburn. At this point it was 6 weeks, and we did a handful of treatments, and he's back on track now. So in his case, theoretically it might have gone on for years and years and years, but luckily we got him at the beginning of the process. Now here's another patient. I wanted to talk about this. She's 71 years old. She also had problems her whole life with I.B.S., acid reflux, bloating, abdominal pain, indigestion, couldn't eat strawberries, pork, nuts, and she's 85% better. So not quite 100%, but it's a huge improvement for someone who's literally had a problem for 7 decades. So I think you get the point. This technique is very effective for lots of different abdominal symptoms. It doesn't treat colitis and Crohn's, I just thought I'd mention that, but it does help the other things such as I.B.S. So if you suffer with these symptoms we've been talking about, you could take medication, but it doesn't address the underlying problem. The technique I do does address the underlying problem. Success rate's about 90%. I can't guarantee you'll fall into the 90 versus the 10 until you try some treatments, but the odds are certainly in your favor. So give the office a call today. Somewhere on the screen you'll see my phone number. Give us a call. We'll treat the underlying cause, and you can get on with your life. Thanks for listening.